Okay, everybody, so this is our Introduction to PHP crash course, which is going to be tailored for total beginners. So just so that I can set your expectations in this video series that I'll be making for the PHP language, this is going to be for total beginners. And if you have some background already with a programming language like PHP, I will be covering here some of the basic fundamentals of different programming languages, but specifically with the use of the syntax of the PHP language. So I will be covering the very basics in this course. So if you already have some background in other programming languages, this might not be the course for you. But if you still want to go through the lessons just for a review, you may want to go and check out the video lessons that I'll be preparing. So this is going to be for those people who are very new to the PHP language, and it can be difficult for some people when they are getting started in learning PHP for the first time. But as I mentioned, if you have some information already or you have already studied some other programming languages, I think it's going to be easy for you to transition to the PHP language. But don't worry, because we will be covering some of the basic concepts and fundamentals of programming in this course. So I think once you get to cover and go through some of the basic lessons in PHP, we will be seeing some concepts that you may also encounter in other programming languages. So if you already know a programming language beforehand, then this is going to be an easy course for you. But if you're totally new, that's what I'm going to be doing here. I'll be focusing on the very fundamentals of the language. So please bear with me. We will cover most of the fundamentals in this course, and don't get discouraged. That's the very important part. If you don't understand one concept, as I've always told students, learning a new programming language will be like you learning a new language, human language. But the only difference between a human understandable language like English, if you're talking with a person, the person is trying to comprehend what you're trying to tell them. However, with a computer, specifically if we are using some programming languages, we have to be very specific because the computer will not be able to understand what we're trying to give them as an instruction if we make a syntax error. So later on, we'll be talking more about different types of errors as we go through this course. So I hope that you will be staying and you will be going through with me. And if you have some comments or suggestions so that we can try to further improve the lessons and tackle some concepts that you may be having a difficult time, my suggestion first will be try to pause the video, rewind. You have the power to pause the video, go and play the video faster with the playback speed in YouTube. You can actually do that. In most video playing softwares, we can actually look for a playback speed that will be allowing us to go and play the video much faster. If you're feeling like I'm talking a little bit slow or I'm talking a little bit fast, you may want to pause the video, or you may want to reduce the speed of the playback feature of the video player that you're using, or whatever platform that you're currently watching these lessons. So I hope that you will be staying and we will be learning together the language, and this is definitely going to be a beginner friendly course that we will be covering some of the very fundamental concepts. So don't be too overwhelmed, as we may say it, or don't be discouraged if you're having a difficult time understanding one concept at some point. My suggestion will be to rewatch the video, or much better if you also look up some other resources out there that might be available that you can try to read further. So don't just depend on the lessons that I'll be showing you. That's really one of the things that I tell students. You have to be looking through different examples, comparing, and then trying to look for what possible example will make it much easier for you to understand whatever topics that we have covered. So just one note, what we will be tackling here in this course will be procedural PHP. There is also what we call the object-oriented PHP. So we'll cover object-oriented PHP perhaps on a different set of lessons, but for now, we will talk about procedural PHP. Okay, so as we move towards more advanced concepts, we can then move forward to the object-oriented PHP.